Mason Mount's future is basically resolved. We know what's going to happen with Mason Mount. We know that he wants to leave the club. We know that he got a new agent, and we know the drama that's associated with it now is spilling over to the England camp. Let's break down, oh yeah, and we need to review that stupid game. Chelsea 2, Everton 2, chatting breeze, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. I'm here, stay tuned. Let's recover. Welcome to the Kavkas View, bradochi. A lot of you were popping up yesterday. After the result, after the Everton game, a lot of people were popping up. Kavkas, where's the video? Kavkas, where's the video? Alex, where's the video? Guys, I had big brother due. My little sister turned 18 years old and she had a massive party. My whole family there, cousins, everybody there. I couldn't miss it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't want to miss it. Chelsea are not that important. Family always comes first. But other than that, we love our club. So we're here. Lateness is greatness, as Matisse says. You guys still want the content? Now let's get into it. We'll start with the Mason Mount, then we'll review the game. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 1,000 likes. If you guys want to support this channel, if you guys want to support me, that's the easiest and cheapest way to do it. I'm not asking for super chats. I'm not asking for super thanks. Literally, subscribe and like the video. That's all I'm Money Mace, Mason Mount. How are we going to talk about this? Because this is getting very messy. And if a lot of you don't know what's going on, I'm going to give you a quick little 15-second review of what's going on. Mason Mount has 18 months left on his deal. Mason Mount wants to get a contract that matches somewhere in the region of £250,000 a week. And more importantly, he doesn't want to sign a conclusive deal that will be anywhere near between 7 and 8 years. He wants a deal that's lower, on the lower end, around about 5 years, because he still wants to maintain some control over his future. And more importantly, he wants to secure the bag now and get one final contract in the future. There is nothing wrong with that. I think we need to make that clear from the very beginning. Chelsea have given him their valuation of him. He's not happy. His father was his agent. There are new reports coming out. These reports are coming out from every which direction. Reports from the UK and from Italy, from Fabrizio Romano, that Mason Mount has finally decided to get a new agent. He has decided he's going to get a super agent, and this agent has been with him for the last month, and hence why we have been getting all these stories touted in the news. Hence why we got more clarity. Hence why the negotiations become more public. Hence why Chelsea are sending their news, Mount's team is sending their news, and this is becoming a massive fiasco because that's exactly what it is. Then Mason Mount hasn't been in the squad for a couple of weeks. We have realized that he's got something called a public bone injury. I don't buy it. Mason Mount has been training with the first team consistently, yet hasn't been in the team for a big, considerable amount of time. I think it's 4 games in a row now he hasn't made the matchday squad. I need to ask you, is that coincidental that since these stories have been coming out, Mason Mount's not been in the squad? And then he got called up for the England squad. He was perfectly fine, and now he has pulled out. And the reason he pulled out, well, we don't know why. Apparently, it's the public bone. Matt Law has come out with an article suggesting that England's medical staff are not happy with Chelsea. Chelsea are telling them to take their word for it. They want to examine Mason Mount, and it's caused a massive fiasco. Now it's time for is this all really worth it? Because there's so much melodramatic reactions to this. Oh my God, if Mason Mount leaves, it's the biggest mistake in the world. Oh my God, if Mason Mount leaves, we will be committing another mistake on the caliber of Kevin De Bruyne and Mo Salah. What are you talking about? Guys, it's not that deep. If Mason Mount wants to go, go. It took less than 3 months for Joao Felix to show us what we have been missing in that position. Individualism, creativity, productivity, style, pizzazz, excitement. Why on earth are you lot moaning about a player that can be replaced by another academy graduate in Conor Gallagher? Literally, Gallagher is the same player that Mason Mount is just unproven because he hasn't won a Champions League. It doesn't matter, guys. If he wants to go, let him go. And another thing, a lot of people are saying he's not proper Chelsea. None of these players are proper Chelsea. Not one player in this team is proper Chelsea. They are the representatives of themselves, because the club will throw them away the same way if they don't start performing. Look what happened to Mason Mount. Everyone said he's proper Chelsea. His performances went down. They said, you know what? We're going to replace you with Joao Felix. You know what? We're going to replace you with X, Y, and Z. And now Mason Mount's stuck in a little predicament where he's not getting the money that he believes he's worth. Where 18 months ago, he most probably would have got that money. Guys, we just need to be very non-reactionary about the situation. Be respectful, let him do what he wants with his future, but it's not the end of the world. It really is not the end of the world. Let him go to Liverpool. Look what happened after the World Cup. This is the biggest thing. After the World Cup, I have never seen the amount of pressure placed on Mason Mount, to the point where Declan Rice had to come out and defend him publicly, Raheem Sterling had to come out and defend him publicly, and the reason being is because other fan bases obviously were seeing what we're seeing on a weekly basis. He's not worth the hassle. Let him go. And now let's move on to the game. The game was a shocking one. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it was topsy-turvy. I don't know how to break this game down. I watched extended highlights and I got very good notes actually. Like, if anything, I've got more notes now watching extended highlights than actually going and watching the 90 minutes. When I watch the 90 minutes and I don't know the result, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't jot all the notes down. But this time, I knew the result. I tried to be as calm as possible. It was very hard, very hard. All I'm gonna say is, we're gonna start with the good. For 60 minutes, we performed very well. From what I saw, the first half was very, very controlled, very composed, and it was what I said it was going to happen. Chelsea were going to have a majority of the ball, they were gonna attack Everton, Everton were gonna camp back, and it was up to us to open them up. And in the first 20 minutes, it was very bright, energetic, and you could see that we generated 3 big chances from the outset. I think the 4th minute, Mateo Kovacic volley, when the ball bounced to him, almost went in. Then Joao Felix in the box engineered a nice little bit of room for himself, took a shot, hit a corner. Then from the subsequent corner, the ball hit Kai Havertz. Fofana almost got it and he missed it, and Kai Havertz couldn't adjust his body frame to header it onto the goal. 3 big opportunities inside 10 minutes. We continued to be as productive, but then as the half went on, we tailed off. And this is a pattern. I've spoken about this before. I think this is related to intensity, lack of it, and number 2, a lack of... I think we need a pre-season under our belt for these players, Enzo Fernandez, Joao Felix, the new players, to get up to speed with the Premier League, the physicality, get up to 80, 90 minutes of full intensity, of being able to compete for the full 90 minutes. That comes with time, and I think a lot of people don't want to understand that. What was very nice to see is that Joao Felix bowled out. He's been under a lot of pressure. This Mason Mount saga has caused a lot of pressure for Joao Felix. And a lot of people are judging him off based on goals and assists only, because they don't like to use los ojos, their eyes. They don't like to use it. Yesterday was a clear example of how good he is. Picking up half spaces, creativity, switching the ball, winning free kicks out high up the pitch. And more importantly, yesterday he contributed to a goal, which for me, was an individual moment of brilliance. The ball went out to Enzo Fernandez, who crossed it across goal. Switch of play to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell kicks it. Defender, poor clearance. Joao, first time. Takes it first time, spinning it away from the goalkeeper, hits the post, and goes in this time. And that goal simplifies what his game needs to be. He needs to be an individual that picks up the ball in higher, attacks players, and makes the difference. Whilst I understand Joao Felix is very wasteful, I don't think we're in a position to complain, considering the potential of this player. This player could be one of the best players in the world. He has the it factor. Not many players in this Chelsea team have it. He has it. And it's for all to see. And what's lovely about it is he accompanies it with the work rate. His work rate yesterday was phenomenal. He was winning the ball high up. He was absolutely chasing and harrying. It's something I love to see, because in our front 3, we have that. Raheem works hard, Kai Havertz works very hard, and Joao works very hard. It means we can always have that nice press, and if we get the midfield right, we've got a nice... What was also nice to see from the game was Enzo Fernandez's performances and control of the game. Enzo for 60 minutes controlled that. And what really frustrates me is that we lost control, not due to Enzo letting go of the game, is because of the substitutions and lack of attacking players in the threat. Like, when we have options and Ben Chilwell's pushed up nice and wide, and we got Reece pushed up, or we have outlets on the wing, or players trying to receive the ball in the half spaces against Everton, in the first 60 minutes, Enzo was switching the ball consistently. Long passes, bravery, receiving the ball, players making runs into alleys knowing that ball might come. And it was nice to see. It was really, really inspiring. And finally, after we went back to 1-1, the team showed character. And I really like that, and I appreciate that, because character is something we lack. And what I saw more of was combinations between Reece James bombing down the right and linking up with Joao Felix, because Joao's got that little free roll. And There was one occasion where Joao should have played Reece in the first half. He didn't. If he plays him, Reece has got a smash on goal, and it's a typical Tuchel move. Didn't happen, Joao took a shot. The second time, Joao linked up with him, Reece gets clattered by Tarkowski, will win a penalty, and this is where the character comes. Havertz has got the ball. Havertz knows he needs to take this penalty. It's a definitive one. You got Graham Potter. You got Pickford talking a lot of nonsense. He's just yapping. You got two players trying to surround Kai Havertz. You see Ben Chilwell, leadership capabilities, Joao Felix protecting their boy. Absolutely protecting their boy. They stood next to him, moved, get out of here. Kai slots it like a champion, slots it like the amazing footballer that he is, slides, gives a little to Pickford, 2-1. We should see this game out, right? One thing I will say about Kai Havertz, and this is a good, he's got 3 goals in 3 games right now. 3 goals in 3 games is something that we need to start building on. He's got 7 goals in the league. He's 1 away from reaching his total from last year. It's not great. It really isn't. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But in my opinion, Kai will never be more than 12 to 13 goals in the league a year. That's not his game. He's a secondary supplementary striker. He's a person that him and Joao, if they both get you 13 goals each, 26, you get an Osimhen who gets you a 30, a 25, all of a sudden you're cooking my boy. Like you're out here making a difference. And in that game, Kai linked it up a little bit. Wasn't one of his best games, but he done his best. And we should have won the game. Fana was decent. Badiashile was decent. Koulibaly for 80 minutes was decent. Yet, the bad. And we need to break it down. Now we need to start with the bad. So we got the goal on the 61st minute. And the 61st minute indicated straight away that on the 62nd minute, we needed to make a sub. And this sub was for Mr. Christian Pulisic. Pulisic comes off, Gallagher comes on. And I need to ask you the question. Why do we have to revert to a 3 in the midfield? We are on top, when we are dominating, when we should go for the kill. Like Katy Perry said, I'm going in for a kill, I'm doing it for a friend. Why are we not doing that? Why are we wasting our time? Why are we being the team that's sitting back and encouraging 15th place Everton to bring it to us at Stamford Bridge? And if you're going to encourage them, why are you not good at doing it? Why are your players not being communicated the information that, listen, Reece, get back, tuck in, we're going to be super compact, nothing's going to get through us. This is going to be like the Great Wall of China. Nothing is going to break us, it's going to be indestructible, we are going to be amazing. Yet, no, gaps appearing, gaps between the midfield and the attack and the defense, wingers and fullbacks. It's just not working. It was pathetic. And what I don't like about it is all of a sudden our impetus and our threat goes away and they don't need to be worried about what we have. You got Madueke and Mudryk not interested in coming onto the pitch because we're not bringing him on. Then this is what really irritates. Once you do that, you start encouraging the team to build confidence. And our defending from set pieces is beyond pathetic. Is beyond pathetic. Like, it really is. Tarkowski warned us from a free kick. He should have got his head on it, and Kepa would have been caught in no man's land. It went for a corner. Goes for a corner. Corner comes in. Onana leaps like a salmon, headers it, hits our player, goes out. Second warning. Third one. Ball comes in. Tarkowski wins it. Second ball. Decore's there. Tap in. Boom. Kai Havertz tries to clear it off the line. Couldn't. Chelsea are 1-1. That was all encouraged by Chelsea taking their foot off the gas and doing what they were doing for 61 minutes. It's trying to see games out when you can't see games out. We were lucky against Leicester to see it out. We were lucky against Leeds to see it out. And we were lucky against Dortmund to see it out. Because sitting back and inviting pressure is not what big teams do. It's not what we did under Tuchel. And this is where I'm going to have to break this down for you even more. Potter's substitutions are mind-boggling. Potter's selections are mind-boggling. Christian Pulisic is a good player, but Christian Pulisic should not be starting for Chelsea in front of Mikhailo Mudryk or Noni Madueke. I don't care what anyone tells me. You have invested money into Noni Madueke, you have invested money into Mikhailo Mudryk. You play those players now. Pulisic has been doing everything in his power to leave the club. He would have left us in January if he was fit. He got injured. His father's liking tweets about him being better somewhere else. We're giving him an opportunity. Okay, he played okay. He's coming back from injury. You can't be harsh on it. Bring on Noni or Mikhailo. Nope. We're going to bring on Chukwuemeka, who's a midfielder. We're going to bring on Ruben Loftus-Cheek, sorry. We're going to take off Wesley Fofana and bring on Trevor Chalobah. What a useless substitution. Why are you disrupting the back three that needs to stay consistent and harmonious? Chalobah's not up to the speed of the game, and then we concede a goal. And now, downright ugly. Let's get into this goal, because it was absolutely perfect. The downright ugly is, we haven't learned from our mistakes from the past. And what's worse is, I can't blame Potter for losing that last goal. I can blame Potter for conceding goals. I can blame Potter for picking poor teams, for poor tactical decisions. We were seeing that game out. We were riding our luck. That final goal is beyond embarrassing. Kepa Arrizabalaga, hang your head in shame. Koulibaly, you're better than that. I swear to God, you are better than that. Let's talk about this, right? We've got the ball, and this comes from the manager. This is the ugly truth. Kepa's got the ball. Chalobah is available for the pass. He refuses to pass it to him. He opts to kick it long. Who are you kicking it long to? You've taken off all the forwards. You've only got Kai Havertz there. You only have Kai against 3 centre-backs. Essentially, you're not kicking the ball to Kai. You're just transitioning the ball for them. All of a sudden, they play a nice little ball in. There's no midfield. I don't understand how when you're playing 3-6-1. There is no midfield. Enzo's shattered. You're asking him to be the deepest midfielder. Decore picks up the ball. Lovely cushion pass. And all of a sudden, Koulibaly's in no man's land. And the question needs to arise here. Why is Ruben occupied about the winger? Not enough where he's not getting around. You got Chalobah pushed out like he's a right back instead of a third centre half. Koulibaly's in no man's land. He goes up to him, gets absolutely weights like he's never lifted anything in the gym. He gets moved to by a 22-year-old kid when you've got grown man strength. You're most probably a father. You are most probably a father. I don't know if you have kids. That is embarrassing that a 22-year-old moved him in a little Beyblade rotation. And then we get to the clown. Because I'm sorry, he is a clown. Kepa Arrizabalaga is a clown. I am done with Kepa. How many mistakes does this man have to do? Save percentage this, oh, save percentage that, ratio. None of you even know how to calculate a ratio. You're just stating numbers that you don't understand. Save percentage, he's got a great save percentage. Well, tell me the save percentage of him conceding last week, yeah, from just a clear strike, anyone from 30 yards shoots, they're going in. Biscuit hands, breadstick hands, any other type of poppadom hands, loose objects hand. That is a basic bread and butter save. Big man, you have to save that. We should have won that game. Not because we deserved to win it based on the last half an hour, but because we were in a position to pick up 3 bloody points. And Kepa Arrizabalaga once again let us down. And then I've got individuals like a lot of you lot that watch this channel telling me, you know what, Kepa could be our number 1. Oh, Mendy's not good enough. Mendy's not good enough. Kepa's not good enough. We need a goalkeeper. Get me Mike Maignan, get me Diogo Costa, get me Raya. I don't care who you get me a proper goalkeeper. I'm done. Every single time we get into a position where there's a little bit of controversy, a little bit of friction, a little bit of we need to step up and grow a pair of cajones. Nope. Every time Kepa crumbles. When it comes to reflex saves, he can do it. But when it comes to bread and butter, he can't. You're never going to win anything with Kepa Arrizabalaga. I did not want to rant, and I can only imagine how I would have ranted if it was straight after the game, because I'm still vet. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is really bad. We need to move off this manager, and we need to move off. Because I'm not saying sack him now, because based on yesterday's performance. It's not based on yesterday's performance. It's based on what I've seen. If there is a better manager available, go and secure him. At the end of the summer, get rid of him. We're not beating Real Madrid. Get that out of your heads. Because Real Madrid are going to come with a plan, and Real Madrid are going to humiliate. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Bye.